Talking about the future of CAAs, our Chinese Americans we live in this country, in the United States. The future of this country is our future. If the U.S. is strong, CAA will be strong, and our Chinese Americans will be strong. We and the people sharing our values need to get united, get organized, and together we fight for the betterness of the United States of America. For the future of CAA, I would like to cover 3 topics: American socialism, identity politics, and unbalanced American education system. I will make it very short, even though we have 3 topics. I came to the U.S. in the summer of 1993. 25 years has passed. There has been a lot of changes. One significant change is the socialism trend in this country. When I first arrived in the Indianapolis-St. Paul International Airport in 1993, although I didn't know where I've gone from there, breathing the fresh air in the new country, I had the feeling that socialism was drifting away from my mind. There was no political broadcasting like we had before when I was in China. There were no political propaganda on the walls. There was no weekly political study time anymore. Today, I have to say I'm wrong. Today, American socialism is reaching to a new level. Folks, the folks who are openly promoting socialism are getting elected in Congress. More and more congressional candidates are getting elected on the socialist platforms such as Medicare for all, housing for as a human right, a federal job guarantee, and a free education for all. We have lived, for a lot of people in this room, we have lived in the socialism in China for our younger life. We all know well what socialism looks like. Poverty, lack of freedom, political correctness, and the government assigned jobs, low productivity, where the housing may be guaranteed. When I graduated from Peking University graduate school with a master's degree, I was hired at the Peking University as an instructor. My housing was just 15 square meters, a quarter shared with another young instructor. Political correctness prevents the people from speaking their mind. That's a very similar thing as we may see today in this country. Only last year in December, we could proudly say Merry Christmas again, thanks to the new president. Yeah. We all know how socialism came to power and government in China. Political mobs, they used their empty promise to elude followers, use bloody forces to take over land and the properties from others. Chinese American, we believe in common sense. We know to hack, we need to first earn it ourselves. We all sometimes need some help. We know we can't rely on the freely giving and out forever. We had no freedom in one part of our life. We know how much we treasure the freedom and the opportunity we have right now. This American socialism is in contradiction with what we believe, in contradiction with the value we cherish. Therefore, we need to fight against this ever-growing trend of American socialism. This is a top and war. If we don't fight, we're going to lose what we have today. Second, identity politics. Using identity politics to govern people is not something new to a lot of people in this room. A lot of us in this room had lived in a society with artificial created social institutions. We all remember on the left side. We all remember this. Poor and lower middle class, peasant, landlord, peasant, company revolutionary, white guys, you name it. In that kind of society, basic human rights were ignored. No law and no order. Political mobs controlled people's life. We had enough of that. We don't want any more that in our lives, and our children's lives. That's one of the major reasons for a lot of us to leave the land we were born and came to the US. We want to live in a society where not judged by our color, not judged by where we come from, not judged by where we were born. We want to be judged by what we can do. We want Dr. Martin Luther King's dream to come true. Harvard admission policy uses artificial admission criteria to favor some selected student groups, under the others, like you can see on the other side, on the west side. It is a form of identity politics, just like in 1960 and 1970 in China, only the children of the upper class of the society could go to college. Again, we thank Mr. Edward Blum for leading the fight for us, for our children. Folks, this is the 21st century, not the 18th century, when the innocent people's right could be violated right freely. We will continue to fight all kinds of identity politics. In the past 2 years, there has been a lot of debate on AAPI, Asian Americans, Hispanic Islanders, data disaggregation. That is another form of identity politics. That is initialized by the former President Obama and his Department of Education. They use the data to rank ethnicity in the AAPI population in the name of resolving education gaps and disparities, then to allocate resources based on ethnicity ranking. We want to challenge those researchers who try to establish a relation between the ethnicity, economic well-being, with educational gaps. Well, there may be correlations between the individual's income, well-being, and education disparity, but it's not cause and effect relationship. Urban ethnicities have people, they will need help, just like this Peter Paul. We need to help whoever needs help, based on the needs, not their skin color, not where they come from, where they live, not where they live. Education and learning has its own internal drive factors and external drive factors. Key to drive educational access is to build a strong community, strengthening student internal drives, helping whoever needs help. We will continue to fight for the repealing the data disaggregation law in those states such as Minnesota, Washington State, and Massachusetts, and any other states planning to establish those Asian data disaggregation laws. We will also fight against those college admission vendors such as Common Apps, which has been using disaggregated data collection sheet on only Asian Americans high school students. talking about the unbalanced American education system. You may wonder, hey, what are you talking about? It seems Americans has the best education system in the whole world, since so many foreign students, including us, come to this country for a better education. Recently, I read an article written by Michelle Lumber, a professor of business at Brooklyn College. The title of the article is Homogeneous Political Affiliation for Elite Liberal Arts College Faculty. His research covered 8,688 tenure-track PhD professors. In this 51 of 66 top-ranked liberal arts colleges. What he found out is in those colleges, for the part in terms of the faculty, for their party affiliation, the Democrats to Republican ratio is 10.4 to 1. If we excluding those two military schools, West Point and politics, the ratio of the Democrats to Republican ratio is 12.7 to 1. Okay, this is the breakdown by the department. As you can see, for this communication department, there are 108 faculties. Oh no, actually it's 10820. They're not the registered Republican communication department. That is just a major discovery. Right now, I'm the information technologist, working at a bank, working as a financial industry. I was a student majoring in biological science when I was in college. I spent as an undergraduate student, graduate student, and instructor and researcher for 18 years. For these 18 years, I did a lot of biological science research as a student. Did a lot of biological scientific research. One thing I did was preparing the media and for say food to grow biological cells, or not only to say it's organism, to allow the cells to grow healthy. We need to supply balanced nutrition to the food. Unless we want to generate the cells with some sort of nutrient deficiency. College are the place our children grow before they step into adult society. Those professors are the feeder of the knowledge and nutrients to our children. What those instructors provide to our children would have a great impact to them in terms of what they will learn, what they will grow up. As you know nowadays, a lot of knowledge has political implications, such as, for example, weather and global warming, religion, communications. I heard numerous complaints that college in this country are all in blue. That would be creating students with knowledge deficiency. And our children grow out of American college would not be able to build a complete view for our society. To address the issue, we need to advocate and organize research on those important subjects, promote educational balance for the sake of society health. We can't give up college campus. For the betterment for America, we need to start to create a balanced education policy from K-12 and college with a balanced educational resource. We need to make our college, our schools, in terms of the educated staff, fully representative of American people as soon as possible. It's critical for our long-term success for both our individual students and our nation as a whole. 54 years ago, a great American leaders, Ronald Reagan, He gave a speech. Well, that time he wasn't elected as president of the United States yet. The speaker was taken as a time for choosing. Almost done. Folks, not too long ago, two friends of mine was talking to a Cuban refugee, a businessman who had escaped from Castro. In the midst of his story, one of my friends turned to the other and said, "We don't know how lucky we are." And the Cuban stopped and said, "How lucky you are?" I had some place to say.